We are up to the seventh parak in Maseches Derech Eretz Zuta, and begins Shiva Dvarim Golem B'Shiva B'Chacham. The seven traits in a golem, and we'll see what a golem is defined here, but as how it's defined by the Derech Chaim, and the seven traits in a Chacham. Says the Derech Chaim in Aleph. Shiva Kol Adam Yesh Lo B'Kirba Osos Echsher Chachma. That every person has within him signs of proper use of Chachma. When he uses his good midos appropriately, Nikra Chacham. She'eno mishtamish bohem, he doesn't use them properly. Nikra Golem. He's called Golem. Moshe Hakli, and why is that? Moshe Hakli a built-in igmeris, a vessel which is not complete, like I don't know if the word slug is the right one, but a slug is the right word, but an incomplete vessel. A building igmeris which is karoi Nikra Golem Kelim. It's called the form of a keli, but not the keli itself. So even though we mentioned Golem first, we go the Bryce starts with the traits of Chacham. Chacham Chacham does not speak in front of people who are greater than him in wisdom and in age. Says the Derech Chaim. Chacham Shanim. It means could mean the age. It could mean the amount of students he has. Shagam Riba Tamini Yitachen Sarvas Chachma. Could because he has many students, he became wiser. Chachma is the rule inside of Kabbalah. Most of the Torah, the Chachma of Torah, is what one receives through Siyata Dishmaya. It's actually parallels the Rebbe Tzaddik, which I heard from my Rebbe, Rebbe Ephraim Eisenberg, that's many years ago. The way Tzaddik puts it, the tzinoros of Chachma for each Talmud have to come through the Rebbe. So if he has many Talmidim, and Talmidim to which he has to reach out to in novel ways, he can get more tzinoros of Chachma. As he's saying here, the person of the time of Chacham who has many Talmidim can get more tzinoros of Chachma, and so therefore a true Chacham is not quick to daber dvarim to say his piece. So here's what the person who's greater than him says. Maybe, and what he says is better than what he's going to say. But if you hear that the Gadol does not answer according to the appropriate wisdom, then of course he should open his mouth. So as his Chachma indicates to him. This is a fascinating idea. It's, in other words, a very Litvish idea. Okay, if the Gadol says something and it's mistaber, makes sense, that's great. But if it's not mistaber, then you speak up. Okay. Eino nichnas. This is the second trait of a Chacham. And nichnas toch divrei chavero. He doesn't interrupt the words even of his chaver. So this he says, nichnas divrei chavero. His friend speaks, you don't interrupt his words. Why would you do that? Because you want to be seen as the person who's doing the speaking, and giving it to your friend. As your friends should get the credit, you should get the credit. And so too, if I address two people and each one has to answer a separate thing, one should not interrupt his friend. But she would chew about chavero to give the answer for his friend, even if he knows it. Each one stick to your own business. Okay, he brings here something in the Orchos Chaim in order to explain with this about Paro and when they call Moshe and Aaron, it has both of them to take the frogs away, not to remain for our purpose. The next trait, he's not quick to respond. Chaim says, he waits to hear the words of the questioner in full. To fully grasp his question. Yeah, the same is a plus of Eob, which he seems to indicate this. Next, Shol Kinyon Meshiv Kalocha. He asks according on the subject and responds appropriately. Shol Kinyon Meshiv Kalocha Nitzach Lishol Lo Yaflik Shel So Shalom Inyon. He asks the question. He doesn't go for tangents. Sticks to the point. Can't you achieve Kalocha? And the response that she gives, he'll give appropriately Dover of Farav in the proper way, spoken properly and arranged properly. Again, he brings down the from the Tzvardim. Long piece here. Okay. Next. V'omer Rishon v'achron rachron. He says, he responds to that which is first, and that which is last. Says Derech Chaim, Shisholi Mosal, there's they ask him, and two things Yosha Kisishon responds in order. Came and saying Berivko, that was if I Berivko Shamal Eliezer, Bas Mi'at, whose daughter are you? Agidin Ali. Tell me, Yesh basically will come to Lin if there's a very father's house, place for us to stay overnight. Tell me, I love, and she answered, Bas Basel and Nochi, and Makash Adon Achar, daughter Besuel, who is the son of Milcah, who father Nachor. And then she said, I also have fodder for your animals. Sheshoma sheloso basmi ad v'gam yigidan no li hayesh ba yigidan sheshoma sheloso basmi ad v'gam yigidan no li hayesh besa hagidan no li. Tell me, hayesh li hayesh besa b'makam l'alun pileda mi umahu. She didn't know who he was. She thought the first main question was overnight place to stay. If there's a place to stay, then secondary wants to know whose daughter she is. So I know who to ask for to go there. So therefore, really would have expected to answer first on his primary question, right? Where is there a place for us to say? And she answered first about the father. We have to say I'm the because that's where is to find this command is here. But nevertheless, even though it makes sense to answer the opposite manner, she answers him the way he asked. Rishon, Bas Besuel Anochi. She answers the first question first, second question second. The next trait of Chacham, which is a very hard trait to be zoicha to, so Masha lo shama, Mer lo shamati. When a person doesn't hear, he says, I didn't hear. I think the Bali Musar notes what a big honor for Rashi is. In many places he writes, I don't know the answer. So no explanation. But that is a true Chacham. And he says in Mashalo Shama Omelo Shmati Shenem is by Yesh Loma Shenem Avina Davar Shomim Lo. He's not embarrassed to say, I don't understand what you're saying to me. Shema Loshon Havana. He says, so here it says something altogether different. I just said, which I always thought was the Pashup Shot. I thought Pashup Shot is that if he didn't hear something, he doesn't know something, he says, I don't know it. No, here he says, I didn't hear what you said. And he's using here colloquially like yeshivish, right? I hear. Saying, I don't hear. So he's not saying, I didn't hear this thing, and it's not my repertoire of knowledge, which is the standard interpretation, I think. But he's saying, I don't hear what you're saying. Say it over again. And Shema, in this respect, is Shon Havana. I hear, and it's the language of understanding. Or Lo Shmieli. Okay, so the term Lo Shmieli is used in Shas. Moda ala emes, and he concedes the truth. And Kufim Golem, the opposite. The Golem has the antithetical traits to these. But emes, Moshe showed of Bosh. When Moshe made a mistake, he acknowledged him. Mistake, and he was not embarrassed. When he heard Aaron's explanation of why he didn't eat from the carbon. The Rabbi were cool. He said, the Rabbi were killed. He said, oh, you're saying good. I didn't know. I made a mistake. Now we have another famous brisa. Tamachacham tzarech shilot sanua. Tamachacham must be modest. achila v'shasiyah, in eating and drinking, b'chitza v'sicha, in washing and in anointing, and wearing shoes. It goes on with several other things, but let's stop here to do the Derech Chaim. Rav Shas explains the proper manners for Suda. So in drinking, shouldn't be, I don't know what the term glutton is for drinking, but you shouldn't be a big drinker and don't get drunk. And washing, you're supposed to wash first the first side. And with anointing, you're supposed to anoint your head first. I think I recall the saying elsewhere that Sicha means you should not anoint himself with oils. Maybe that's coming up those separately. With sandal that he should put on first the right shoe and take off first the left shoe. I thought it means maybe he doesn't wear fancy shoes, but that's not the way he's learning it. Okay, and then he has to be careful next with his how to put his shoes, how he walks. Shouldn't take broad steps and walk arrogantly. Next thing is about tifaso in his wrap. Says the Derech Chaim, leilech b'sarbo, wear a frock, proper. It's still the rabbana. When they're rabbinic garb. Ubekolo, not to be too loud. Ubekolo k'derech shneimar divrei Chacham benachas nishmoim. So Chacham are heard in a calm way. Baroko and his saliva. Baroko shelo yiruk ifnei anoshim, we should not spit in front of people. V'lo yeh mimoshchei harok. I forget what that is. Not to be from moshchei harok. Not to be in the drawers of spittle. They appear that they gather or spit in their mouth and then spit it out. I don't remember if that's the case. And it also has to be tzanua, b'masim tovim. These good deeds. All of his deeds should be and as is appropriate for somebody who wants to do something out of chesed. And here he brings that also from Rivka and Orchos Chaim, but I'm going to skip that. But that's the point. But Masim Tov is. I'm not sure why he's learning it. Shloki Pshuto. That Masim Tov means doing everything b'shor sadin. I think what it's doing means is that he shouldn't go publicized as Masim Tovim. And that goes on to the next statement here. Ma Kala Zu calls much she plays a beer. A cow, as long as she's following the house, matznasa, that's much she keeps herself sonua, modest. She would say when she goes out mifarsemes atzma, she publicizes herself. Omer, she said, "Come she there be'ed usi anybody knows testimony, come testify." So she had to do for some b'drachav. Be humble in his deeds and famous in his ways, which is a fascinating statement. Okay, let's see what he says about that. Tezvav, ma'achule, shlemos adam shia ma'asom ne'alomim, mu'ulim yoserenikli. Perfection of man is when his hidden deeds are superior to his revealed deeds. Im kozer, nevertheless, me'achreach asher kol niyanav haniklim, yu mu'ulim kol kach, she'mfusim b'shalchav haniklim, kitovim ema. Im tzorchem seichel tov b'nei elokim v'adam. Sukkot and Sulait, as they say. So therefore, his revealed deeds should also be uplifted to the point that he will be known that by his revealed deeds that he's a good person. Zelkma kala shitzua ve'savia. The kala, when she's at home, she is modest. But she knows that she knows she does good, and she notices mefarsemes v'omeres kom shedeh beidus yobovid kisho ma'aseh glim. She's looking for shidduch, I guess. So now she says, people should testify as to the good deeds that I do. So the main point here is that the Maisim Tovim should primarily be tzanua, but there should also be Maisim Tovim in public in order that the person should be motzei mesechel tov b'nei elokim adam, as I said before. So now the next few things are things that Talmid Chacham should pursue, things you should not pursue. So we'll leave that for next time.